welcome to the Business of Being a Virtual Assistant. I'm your host, Tiffany Parson, and you're watching and listening to episode number 226. So I just want to share with you a few behind the scene things really quick. Those of you that watch, I actually record the podcast from the comforts of my home office, and I am recording today on my iPad. I'm curious to see if the iPad has a clearer video, and this is front-facing iPad. I have heard, different tips about recording from the reverse side, but I'm going to try all the different angles just to see how this goes. So I appreciate you bearing with me as I explore the variety of video quality between my iPad and my iPhone. And if you are listening, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to know about what I'm recording for you, I have this nice microphone now. I no longer get warning signs on my audio when I am editing it. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, let's get into today's topic. I wrote this sentence down and I'm going to flesh it out with you guys, okay? This is what it says, and I'm reading it off my paper. If you're watching me, I'm reading it from my paper. If you see something that could work, but you then talk yourself out of it, we need to talk. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. What I am talking about is if someone gives you a tip about something that works, are you the kind of person that will give all the reasons why it won't work for you? Or are you the type of person that will jump in the waters and test it out to see? Now, you probably can guess if you've been listening to this podcast for a while that I want to push you in the direction of testing out and trying to see. See what will happen. It might work, it might not work, but we won't know if we don't try. In the last episode, I brought up something about that I wanted to do in regards to Upwork because my connects are expiring. I have some connects that are expiring. They build up. If you're not familiar with Upwork, Upwork is where you go to submit your bids for different projects, and different people are looking for a variety of things. And while this may seem dated in 2022, people are still looking on that site. You could give yourself all kinds of excuses. It's dated. How can I compete with people that are charging $2 an hour? I don't have the skill. I don't know what to say. I'm nervous, this, that, and the other. And I want to challenge you on some of those reasons. And if those aren't the reasons, you may be saying, I don't have time for that. I want to start being a virtual assistant, but when will I find time for this, time for that? You have to make time. One thing is for certain, time is going to keep going on with or without us. So you have to make time. And this is what I thought would be fun for us to do together. And for me to not let my connects waste. Every now and then I will go into Upwork and bid on projects just to make sure that what I am teaching still works. Where do I teach this training? I have a course on my website, tiffanyparson.com. It's called the 21-Day Upwork Challenge. It is going to be revamped. Right now, it is geared towards Upwork. And I want to revamp it so that you could use it. So it's clear that you can use it for just getting started, period, not just on Upwork. And the name may have steered some of you away because you think it's exclusive for Upwork, but it applies to your virtual assistant business in general. What I want to do, us all together, is go through that training and actually apply what is said in there, right? It's kind of twofold for me. I'm going to use up my connects. It gives me a chance to show you live what we're doing, how it works. And it gives me a chance to update it as well, to make sure if there are any changes in regards to Upwork, right? The training is a small fee, $27. And, it doesn't matter to me whether you get the course or you look somewhere else or you go on YouTube, whatever. What I want is that if you've been sitting on the sidelines with something, it doesn't even have to be with this, with something, and someone says it works, but you come up with all these excuses, is to let go of the excuses and think, you know what? I might be right, I might be wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and jump in this and see what happens. So that's what we're going to do together. Those of you who choose. Now, the way you get involved in this is, first off, make sure you're on my email list. That's the easiest and best way for me to communicate with you and make sure that you get this. So you want to get on the email list if you go to if you text 33777 and you're going to text the words VA START. VA stands for Virtual Assistant Start, START, because you're going to get started, VA Start. And that's it. That gets you on the email list. How do you know you're on the email list? You get a confirmation email. You get the 15 known secrets of getting started as a virtual assistant. That's how you know it worked and you're on the list. So I'm going to send out an email. Let me look at the calendar. This episode gets released Friday, August 26th. I'm going to email on Tuesday. So give everybody a chance. Those of you who listen over the weekend, the email is going to go out on Tuesday, August 30th. In regards to how do you sign up and what it's going to be, what we're going to do. That's where you're going to get the details. I'm looking at my calendar for those of you like, what is she looking at? If you're watching the video, my calendar's on the wall here. Yeah. Now, this process that we're going to go through, we're going to look at projects. We're going to bid on projects. I don't care if we all bid on the same project. What I want everybody to do is come away with knowing what you provide, how to communicate it, how much it costs, what people are looking for. It's about diving in and experiencing it. I am currently diving into TikTok. And I've been on the sidelines of TikTok. I've known about TikTok maybe 2 years since it first came out. Let me just say this, since it first came out. But I wasn't sure what to do, how to work with it. Like, I needed an example. Like, I don't know, just get into video. And my whole thing is like, as a virtual assistant, like we sit at our computer, do people really want to see that? And now things are so much different. There are people I've seen where it's a picture and words or hands on the computer. I mean, it's just different things. And this has totally inspired me and helped me to see, okay, I get it. I am not always the first one to try something, especially something like that. I don't help me to grasp it. I need to understand it more. But the way you grasp and understand something is you get in it, right? So we're going to do this first with Upwork. Who knows, if all works well, we may dive into TikTok together. But since I don't have any concrete anything to tell you about TikTok just yet, we won't do TikTok. But we will with Upwork, okay? The only thing this will cost you is the $27 for the guide. And the reason why I want you to have the guide is so you can see what I'm referring to. If you don't have the guide, then you won't see what I'm referring to. You won't be able to go back. When you're watching the replay, you won't have anything to reference. So that's how we're going to do it. I am not charging for the time we're spending together because you are helping me in this as well. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of some connects. And you may even get a client or two out of this. I have no guarantees, no promises, because I don't know what you're going to write or what you're going to say or what your rate is. I know none of that, so I can't make any guarantees. But what I do know is that your confidence will be increased. You'll know what you're going to sell, your service. You know how much you're going to charge, and you're going to be strong in that. And you're going to be okay with it no matter what the results are. You have absolutely nothing to lose. This is an investment in your business. This is for those who are just getting started as a virtual assistant. How do I define just getting started? You research yourself to death. You don't have any clients. You're not marketing yourself. That's who's on the just getting started side. If you have clients, you've been doing this for a while, and you're like, well, Tiffany, what about us? I want mentorship, training, learning that kind of thing. I have a virtual assistant VIP program. In the same email that's going to go out on the 30th, and this is totally against the rules. They say you shouldn't send an email with 2 call to actions. But it's kind of like those little games, I can't remember, where you get to kind of pick your path. So you're either A, just getting started, or B, you're ready for the VIP program. If you haven't started yet, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to be frustrated with the VIP, and I'm going to be frustrated with you in the VIP. Why? Because you won't be as pressed to move. You won't be as pressed to get started. Those who have already started, that are at a point in their business, they're going to be pressed. They're going to be ready to move, or ready to take it to the next level. They're also going to come with questions. The VA VIP includes 1 group call and 1 one-on-one session where it's just me and you. The group call, we do Q&A. And then the one-on-one is me and you. And many months, my VIPs, they don't have any questions. They just want to get to their one-on-one. And I get that. So that's what's up. That's what's coming. All going to be emailed on August 30th. If you're listening to this podcast and this is your very first time ever listening to podcasts, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got a little snippet of something out of this. Overall, what I want everybody to do is get ready to jump. Put on your life jacket and let's jump in the water together. So make sure you get on the email list and be on the lookout for the email on August 30th. Thanks so much for tuning in. You have a wonderful and fantastic day.